Hello, Cancer signs. Welcome to your full moon reading with me. So this full moon is in a sign of Taurus, which really highlights for the collective your income, your wealth, your stability. It's a grounded earth sign, so it is really about being grounded within ourselves. Now, this is also called the beaver moon, and I found that really interesting because this is called that because around this time of year, beavers would start to really work very hard in order to build their dams before the winter hits, before hibernation, before that rest and, braving out the cold. This is why they do their really hard work and their last push. And I found that really interesting for the collective because this could be the last push before the end of the year. So maybe there are some things that you're really being called to look at, to address, to build on so that you can finish this end of the year in a very good way. So this will impact most likely between now and the end of the year. So for you guys, Cancer signs, especially for those of you who are Cancer rising, because in your astrology, it will show up in your 11th house. So for the majority of you, this is actually going to highlight your community. This is about your dreams and goals as well. And it can also be about friendships and who you surround yourself with. And that can be online community too. Depends on who you are and what you're doing, right? So how it shows up for you might be on different sides of the spectrum, right? Some of you could be deciding that maybe some people around you are not really working with you or working, being a good friend or a good community member to have around. Maybe you guys are shifting your community. Maybe you guys are inviting more community into your world, right? Maybe there's just this balance of you deciding that you want to have some friends, but you also want some boundaries. So again, it's just highlighting that area of your life. So to do with the people around you for sure. So let's dive into your tarot and let's see what the tarot has to say for my Cancer signs. What's the message for my Cancer signs, please? Thank you. This is about clearing your mind. So during this full moon, Spirit really wants you to clear your mind. Okay. This is really going to help you with some endings, most likely. And be humble. Clear your mind and remember to be humble. Interesting. What else do we have for Cancer signs? For this full moon in Taurus, we got blessed. Which is okay. So enjoying the stillness is going to be your best friend, is what I want to say. Enjoying the stillness, because this came on top of clear your mind. And I always say with this is the flow of life. And this is the busy rush of falling in love, being in relationships, rushing ahead, building a home, all that kind of stuff. So Spirit actually wants you during this time to really appreciate where you are and how far you've come, because this tells me that you've been transforming in your life lately and you're not fully done with your transformation just yet. So don't be in any rush to jump into something without being clear about it first and being clear about your situation. So what I'm going to say for some of you is that you might really want to dive into something, but you might not be in the best situation to do that right now. So they're saying don't get ahead of yourself, clear your mind, right? Remind yourself of where you are currently, because I would say she's not in the right state to jump into the deep end and to go with this flow. She's not fully transformed yet. So some of you might need to know that, and maybe that's why they're saying to be humble. Let's say, for example, you got a broken wrist and you need to heal, and you just want to dive into something and make big promises that you'll be healed in a certain amount of time. So I feel a little bit like that's what I'm getting as a metaphor for you, that it's not the right time right now to dive into anything, but it is a good time for your transformation and for self-discovery and for maybe even just embracing what place you're in right now. What's going on for Cancer signs? Patience. Well, exactly. Yeah. So what I was picking up on makes sense. Not rushing your journey, not making these big promises maybe between now and the end of the year, which is so interesting for this beaver moon, because the majority of you actually might be needing to embrace what you've currently built already. Patience. Or again, maybe now's not the right time. Let's see. Patience is temperance, so again, a good time to find balance. What's going on for Cancer signs during this full moon? You have adversity, so this could be really highlighting your relationship with difficulty. This says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And trust and be humble. Interesting. So I wonder if be humble is that you might think that you know better than Spirit sometimes, and that's okay. I think sometimes you're like, I know myself, I'm going to heal and I'm going to be ready for this at this time. So I'm going to book it already. But Spirit's like, be humble. Why do they say that? Sometimes in life will humble you. And I think that it's that kind of vibe for you. Anyway, you have trust. And this says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So clear your mind will help you really listen to your soul here and listen to what you really need. And it jumping on top of be humble as well makes some sense. And maybe your ego wants to do things that your intuition is telling you not to right now. So again, just that energy. And it's not saying that it's bad. It's not a bad message actually at all. It just feels like you guys are ready to push. But Spirit's not saying that. And again, quest. So Spirit's saying you're already doing something right now that's important. Okay, you have perseverance, so you will. I think that's already within your nature. And that's over trust. So trusting in your intuition. And despondence, which is this feeling of not feeling happy and not feeling like things are really good enough. So again, blessed, counting your blessings could be important. There are times in your life where you really wanted something and it didn't happen, but then something even better came your way, right? Or that you realize that maybe that wasn't the right thing or the right person to be with, right? So it's just this kind of reminder that we think we know a lot based on our feelings or whatever comes up, but Spirit's kind of say, just remember, I'm guiding you to something that's right for you. Okay, but despondence is this feeling that you're not quite happy, and sometimes it can be, a bit of depression or a little bit of like just not feeling right. She's feeling miserable actually in this card. So if you are having these feelings come up, just remind yourself that there might be something that Spirit's guiding you towards right now. I'm going to dive into this energy. Hold on one sec. Okay, sorry, my camera's starting to do something weird today, so I'm just gonna hope everything goes well. Okay, so what am I saying about this? So despondence could be again about maybe your relationship to adversity, and maybe seeing something through a different lens could be important. But let's see. Quest coming up as well. It's just a little reminder that you're already on the right path, okay? That you're already on the path. You're already living your purpose, okay? Maybe there are some things that we can change and do to get even further, down the line. But what she's doing here is she's looking for the blue path, and she's not really looked at her current situation, realizing she's already on it. In her head, she's making it a big quest. She feels like she has to go through these difficult terrains to live her purpose, but she's already living her purpose. So how can you show up today? We don't need to make things difficult. Sometimes it's like procrastination, where it's like, I need to do XYZ and do these crazy difficult things in order to have a successful career or in order to have a successful life. But Spirit's saying you can do something now, basically. Your quest is where you are now. Let's see what Spirit has to say though in the tarot cards. What's going on for Cancer signs during this full moon? Queen of Cups. So this is you. This is about paying attention to your heart. What is your heart trying to tell you? What are your feelings trying to tell you here? This is a really good time to focus on your feelings and emotions. Page of Cups, your inner child, right? A really important time to embrace this and to have that beautiful connection with yourself. What is your inner child trying to tell you right now? What's the dynamic here? There could be a lot of emotions coming up for you for sure. It could be a really good time for healing. You have Five of Swords, so you're feeling a little bit despondent because things are not working the way that you want them to. Five of Swords is conflict. Maybe you've had to walk away from a situation and maybe you feel defeated in some areas of your life. What's the advice for the Five of Swords? Three of Swords. That's interesting. I think that's about healing your heart. Sometimes life, it gives us adversity and we have nothing to take away from a situation but a broken heart sometimes. And that's really, but there are also lessons too. But he's bringing the Three Swords with him because he lost the battle. So he's hurt. So Three of Swords. Healing yourself and building stability in your life is going to be quite important. So healing your heart. There is some pain that you guys have from past situations where you felt defeated that might be making you feel like there's no point doing anything because I'm just going to feel defeated, right? It almost is like there's something here that's trying to teach you. Maybe feeling like you have to, rest up is what makes you feel defeated, right? Maybe it's making you feel quite sad, whatever this is. So the Queen of Cups then, the Page of Wands, so it does feel like there's some announcements coming through. So Spirit's wanting to bring more play and excitement into your world. Page of Cups, Page of Cups, Five of Pentacles. So you have a little bit of an inner wound that might need healing around this time, where you felt abandoned before, where you felt neglected. Maybe some of you went through deceit in your life, right? Maybe people betrayed you. Maybe you felt like you were never good enough for someone, or that people were always chosen above you. So some of you might need to heal that inner child of not feeling good enough and not feeling wanted or not feeling loved for who you are. and feeling replaced, maybe even as well at some point, maybe in your childhood or just through your life in general. So some of you are really needing to heal that. And the Queen of Cups with the Page of Wands is interesting. I'm going to get one more for this combo. What is this representing? Okay, the Chariot, which is your card, Cancer sign, and the Emperor. So when you heal your inner child, because this is like the mother and a child here, and it feels like the child is hurt, but the mother, which is you, again, regardless of gender, it's just how I'm seeing it, is nurturing that and bringing more play. Almost giving yourself what you needed. If you felt like you were always rejected or not good enough, then it's about making sure that you feel in that space, always choosing yourself if no one chose you, right? You know what I'm saying with that? Being loyal to yourself if people are not loyal to you. Page of Wands is a really good time for putting yourself out there in terms of fun, being creative. It's maybe a good time to do some paint. Again, tapping into your inner child in a creative way is going to be important. And an Emperor and a Chariot, which is interesting to come from a Queen of Cups, because this is very action oriented, making things happen. So as we were saying before, this is a time during this full moon of healing. When you heal that, trust me, this Queen of Cups is just going to get up, put her arm over and just become the Emperor and just chase her dreams and goals. So you want to jump into your dreams and goals. You want to start moving, right? Some of you might want travel, you might want trips, you might want movement, you might want to leave the city behind and go after things because things are getting boring for you. You will be able to do that. But right now, it's very important to go inwards so that you can clear your mind, so you can recognize that there is still some healing you need to do, right? It's part of being humble is that we're not immortal beings, right? Recognizing that, okay, there are some wounds that we might need to go over. There is some ego that we might have of hearts, right? So being humble, I think, is just about reflection. All right. And the Emperor and a Chariot is that you can go get them afterwards. Action, building an empire, moving homes for some. The Chariot, chasing your dreams and goals, and also aligning to your card. This is your card aligning to your energy. So you might feel like it's a bore, or you might feel like it's not the right time. It's inconvenient to process your feelings. You don't want to do that. You just want to make your life better because that's the only way you're going to feel better. But Spirit's really saying you need to focus on your inner world for sure. Okay. And remember, because this is for some of you about your community, this is how this full moon might be showing up. It could be about betrayal in friendships, people not really, again, feeling the odd one out in a friendship. So this is something they want you to heal from, as past conflict and hurts you might still be carrying, or belief systems about yourself as well. Okay, my angels, so that's what I got for you for this full moon. If it made some sense, let me know in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But aside from that, I'm going to see you guys in the next one.